Okay. Hi, folks. Steven here. And we're doing sort of a semi-impromptu. I did schedule this yesterday. This is going to be a presentation on what we know so far about the music of the Detective Pikachu movie. You may remember that I've been eagerly awaiting to see what they're going to do with the actual movie itself. And we're going to talk a little bit about that because they did announce a few things in the last couple of days. First of all, the big news today is that, let's see, the one of the songs from there, apparently there are two. I'm not sure if they're going to both be, it's a little weird. But anyway, let's see. Anyway, the new Carry On, which is Kygo and Rita. Oh gosh, I am so sorry. I forget her last name. Let's see. Well, there is a quick way. But anyway, I forget her last name. I know it's Rita, and there's something with three letters in it. I am so sorry. Apologies to her. As you can kind of tell, I'm not super familiar with her going into this. Let's see. Aura. Okay, O-R-A. There we go. I'll try and remember that one. So that dropped today. There was a music video, and you can buy the single digitally. Seems to be doing kind of okay. I'm not sure how to judge these things, but I did listen to the song a couple times and did watch the music video, so we are going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about, there's a second song that we know a little bit about, but I don't I have to look up some stuff on that. Sorry about the lack of organization here. Let's see, and then we also are going to talk a little bit about the score, which we have a track list for, and not much else, but anyway, so you may recall, just to give a little history, the first two movies, the soundtracks were handled by, let's see, they were handled by Atlantic Records, which is a division of Warner Music. Now this movie is being, the Detective Pikachu movie is being distributed by Warner Brothers, but for some reason, everything here, like musically, is attributed to some branch of Sony Music. Not sure if that's just where the artist came from, or if they were going to handle it, or maybe this is left over from the other distributor. Not sure about that just now, but in any case, it is under that label, and so that's where this single is. There's the other song I'm not so sure about, but the score is also from a Sony-based label. I think it's called Sony Classic or Sony Classical, but I'll show you that in a moment. In any case, Rita Ora and Kygo, Carry On, is interesting. Just to give some brief thoughts. And by the way, this is streaming live. If you happen to be live in the chat room, go ahead, toss in some comments there. We always appreciate that. But it feels pretty much like a modern pop song. I'll admit I don't have the greatest familiarity with what's going on in the world of pop so much. I don't seek that out directly all that much. Sometimes my main exposure to pop music will be I'll be listening on airplanes trying to get ideas for a new song parody. But, you know, because this intersects with my interests, I became aware of it. Let's see. Now, unfortunately, although I can kind of hear it, even though I've listened to it several times, the lyrics kind of escape me. I'm not sure if I'm getting worse at remembering lyrics, but the theme of the song, if I remember correctly, lyrically, is that it's talking about there's someone, and they had, like, it's hard to say exactly what perspective this is coming from, because sometimes I feel like it's the main human character, whose name I kind of forget, and Detective Pikachu. Sometimes I think it's the main character and his disappeared father. I'm not sure exactly what they're going for there. It does have some decent Pokemon type things, like sort of, you know, taking over for someone else and sort of seeing their vision through. Not the most common one. Usually it's your own mission that you're trying to take care of in Pokemon. But it does talk about that, and that's sort of the main gist. I don't want to say, in case you can't tell, I'll have to reserve my final judgment on really all this music until I actually see the movie. It didn't, I will say, jump out at me as the greatest thing ever, but it's not bad either. I enjoyed listening to it, but I think I'm definitely going to have to get to the thing there for the full effect. Let's see. So I listened to that a couple times today. Like I said, I think Kygo is sort of written as like tropical dance or something like that, or tropical. I forget what his genre is. Kygo is from Norway, which is kind of a neat thing. Let's see. As was another featured artist on a Pokemon movie a long time ago. Some interesting similarities there. But yeah, unfortunately, not a lot of the song is coming back to me. I don't think it's not. I don't feel like even after I see the movie, I'm not sure it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna rank up there quite with The Power of One and maybe some of the other ones I put up there. But it's not ear piercing or anything like that. I would never say that. That would be an unfair criticism. Let's see. I did watch the music video. I think I actually have a little bit artistically to say about that. So this music video, as you might expect, it has scenes from the movie. And it has, let's see, Rita is in there. Of course, she syncs up with the lines from the song, as you expect. She's wearing this yellow raincoat. Someone called it Dick Tracy, although I'm also tempted to reference, I don't know, April O'Neil or something like that. Obviously, most of the music video is pretty dark, so that raincoat gives her a very, makes her stand out from any background elements and stuff like that. But basically, she's going through some places that look like places from the movie. I'm not sure if they were really the same sets or something else like that. We'll kind of have to see. I'll have to take another look at that. They did look decorated a little bit differently, but the layouts were kind of similar. There wasn't, as far as I could tell, too much of a plot to the movie, and I'm so sorry about that. Plot to the music video in terms of anything. She's sort of just exploring around, looking for something. We're not really sure what. To be honest, I think the coolest part of that music video was there's these flashes of light. I don't know if it's from a flashlight or a lightning bolt or something. I'll have to double check. But she has this shadow that appears, and it's, of course, there's a shadow of Pikachu rather than herself. So I'm guessing maybe that's what she's supposed to represent from the tone of her voice. There are one or two clips that I think are spliced in well, but for the most part, it's just kind of, without having seen the movie and knowing exactly, I assume they're very action-packed. So, sorry about the little wavering around on this one. Now, I guess the point of comparison we can make for this music video, and the part I wanted to get to, there is one other Pokemon song that has a fully produced Pokemon music video, and that's, of course, 20 years ago at this point. Yes, it's been that long. Don't Say You Love Me by M2M, another Norwegian group, interestingly. And I did just rewatch that today to get a feeling of it. And I if I had to compare these two music videos, I think I like Don't Say You Love Me a little bit better. First of all, I do think that inflation adjusted, that one had, Don't Say You Love Me has a lot more extras versus the Carry On has mostly just Rita in there. So more to it than that. And there is one part of Don't Say You Love Me I really like. It's at the beginning of like the second verse, they've got a little, I'm not even sure how to describe the effect, but it sort of goes like that in the sound. And that's where they show, from the short from the first movie, they show Raichu and Pikachu sort of having their cheeks against each other and running across the ground like that. And I think that's some sharp use of the movie footage, which is, I think, generally maybe a touch better. But like I said, I have seen Pokemon the first movie many more times, so it's not a completely fair comparison yet. But I did kind of want to put that out there. So that's kind of the thoughts I have on the music video. Let's see here. So the next thing I kind of wanted to talk about was, let's see, the other song in there. There's another song. I don't know if this is for the Japanese release of the movie or if it's something we're going to see in both versions or something of that nature. But anyway, there's this group. Oh, geez, I have to see if I can punch them up. So 1 second here. Appreciate my patience there. So let's see. Joe Merrick from Cerebi did put this up. Let's see. Oh, there he is. So let's see. He got more of the stuff there. Let's see. What we got here? Yeah, there are some great things. Ah, here it is. Honest Boys with a Z. And let's see. The name of the song was Electricity with, let's see, interesting featured singer there, I suppose, or something of that nature. The most interesting thing, though, I think, is that it is produced by Pharrell Williams. You know, Happy, worked on a couple other songs as well that are for other artists as well. So that's kind of interesting. I did look up Pharrell's age. He's about 40, early 40s or something. I'm guessing he probably has a kid who is about the right age to be into Pokemon for getting into it. Not that that is necessarily the only reason he got picked in for that, but you know, with the first couple movies with like Blessed Union of Souls and Donna Summer, that was kind of how they got involved partially, as their kids convinced them it was a good thing to do. Excuse me. But I'm very interested for that one. Like I said, I don't know if that is like the Japanese ending and we're getting a different one here, which will make my upcoming discussion after this movie comes out with Anne somewhat interesting. We get to still follow the regular format, which is kind of neat. But I guess one of the things I really wanted to cover here is I think that, well, actually, let's do quick and go to the score here before I do sort of more talk there. So let's see, screen share, application window. This is a browser window, so I should not have significant problems with this one. And here we go. And we get that. All right, so this is an Amazon thing that popped up in a variety of forms over the last day or two. It's kind of unusual. So Henry Jackman, you can see his name down there underneath at the top of that building there. I do have to say I like the art design on this. It's maybe not the most exciting thing ever, but it's actually pretty nice. It looks like there was some honest effort put into sort of the look and feel of the setting there, because they kind of got to create a new sort of world there. But in any case, this is the score album, it seems, and you have a complete track list. I won't scroll down to spoil everything. You can see the first one here, which is, let's see, Mewtwo Awakes. I'm guessing these are in roughly chronological order, so that's going to be near the start of the movie, sorry. And then Catching a Cubone. But most of the titles are actually a lot of like one-word titles. Now that they have these things out, I think, way ahead of the actual movie, I think it's becoming more common for them to use shorter, less revealing track names just to avoid spoiling too much. But you can pre-order the digital version. I think there's one track on there that is available for you to listen to now, and then the rest of it releases on the movie's release day on the 10th. And so I think this is separate from the other stuff. We'll have to see what happens there. But I do want to call that out. Henry, I looked up some of his other work. He's done a ton of other movies in the last 5 to 10 years. Looks like he's done some of the Marvel movies and stuff like that. So I'll be interested to see what he comes up with for this one. But again, this is a Sony product. And I want to kind of mention that because even though Warner Brothers took over this project for distribution, I don't know that they're, like, I think they may have had more to do with like the trailer music and stuff like that than the actual like musical production, which may have been well underway before it transferred over. And that's purely a theory on my part. Maybe someone can go out there and get a confirmation. I am going to try and contact someone at either the label or something to talk about this, but we'll see if I get anybody. In any case, the reason I kind of think that is, yes, of course, it's been 20 years, and a lot of folks have moved to other places, especially in the music industry, which has been turned upside down really in the last 20 years, at least financially. But I kind of get the feeling there must still be some folks at Warner Brothers who who were there when the like first couple movies were getting distributed, and I think they may have a better musical sense. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to say this is going to be a terrible score or those other songs are terrible or anything like that. But I think that maybe there are folks at Warner Brothers who understand Pokemon a little bit differently from having some folks still around, I'm betting, that worked on those old movies. And as I've said before, I think part of the reason Warner Brothers took over may also have been that there was to have something to do with that 3D remake of Pokemon the first movie that is coming out this fall. But yeah, that's sort of the gist of what I had here. But I did kind of want to go over that. If you have opinions on any of the music stuff that's been revealed so far, please go ahead. Unfortunately, I don't have any like PR images for any of the music stuff. I guess I'm not on that list, kind of unfortunately. But please do feel free to toss us a comment or in the chat. The rest of the time here, I wanted to use sort of give an update on where things are going in the next couple weeks on the channel. So this is, oops, I don't want to stop the broadcast. I'm going to stop screen sharing so you can see me again. And there you go. All right, so just to give an update. Now, this is not the actual discussion of the music there. This is sort of more of an update video on some new stuff that came out today. Sometime after the movie comes out, I'm planning with Anne to do a discussion of the music of the Detective Pikachu movie. We have not actually recorded our live music one yet, and because of the holiday and some stuff I'm doing in the near future, we're not exactly sure when that'll happen. We may do this out of order. But next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend is European Internationals in Berlin, Germany. And actually, I did kind of look up Rita's touring schedule. She is going to be in Germany next weekend, but it doesn't look like there's a stop in Berlin for her to maybe drop by the tournament. That would be cool if she did that, but I'm not expecting that. That would be kind of awesome, though, if they could do some sort of tie-in there. See if anything comes of that, but I'm not getting my hopes up too much. But I will be at the tournament in Germany. Not sure exactly in what capacity. I may just be vlogging there, but I will have some of my extras, the CD and cassette promos that I know some folks have been pining for. I'll have some of those with me. So that'll be next weekend. And then after that, not sure exactly. Like I said, Ann and I need to get a discussion in and things of that nature. But this is going to be kind of a short one. But I just kind of wanted to talk about that. But thank you very much for watching, folks. All right.